Welcome to this episode of Fresh Mints Podcast, the newbie friendly podcast for new and aspiring NFT traders, creators, and collectors. NFT stands for non-fungible token. And if you have ever wondered how people make money from this and if it's all just a big scam, hang out with us and hear the good, the bad, and the ugly stories from ordinary people that are simply trying something extraordinary. By way of a disclaimer, no part of this interview is financial advice. Crypto and NFT investments are speculative. You can lose all of the money that you invest. Only invest what you can afford to lose. So today I'm here with Felix Weinzinger, sports scientist, former professional soccer player, and most recently also a passionate newbie NFT investor. Welcome, Felix. I'm glad you could make it today.
Yeah, thank you very much for the invitation, Christine. It's very nice to be here.
Fabulous. So, Felix, you have helped more than 300 people and 30 companies to sleep better, be more productive, and make more money. Your goal is to help 1 million people sleep better and live a better life. So, why NFTs? What first sparked your interest in them? And what about crypto investing? What's your thoughts on that?
That's a very interesting question. Thank you for this. So maybe when people are hearing my voice right now, they think, okay, why this dude is investing in NFTs? Because he has nothing to do with this, because he's like a coach and a consultant. And I can say, yes, that's right. But why don't do it? Because it makes fun. It's like a little bit of a game. It's like little bit of a tickling. It's different from all the things that I have done before. So I just, yeah, put my foot into it and I really like it because it gives me some more opportunities than just selling my coaching or talking with people on one-on-one. I really like and love that. But having assets that are working for me, it's kind of a new thing and I want to try this.
Fantastic. So, as somebody who is new to the whole NFT space and to the whole game, as you say, what were your biggest challenges or misconceptions when getting started? Was there anything that potentially could have held you back?
Yeah, it was a lot of things because there are a lot of scammers out there. Everybody wants to have yeah, let's say your attention to some things because it's easy money to get, like this kind of with Bitcoin and Solana and all the other coins there. But at first, I have to know a trustworthy source where I can get a really cool introduction and onboarding, to find those things. And my first, let's say, touch point was literally on school. It was a school community which was very, very, very famous on school in the beginning. It was Gary Club. And in Gary Club, we just treated like giraffes, like this kind of profile pictures and so on that you can just have. And they were fun. It was cool to have them. It was cool to be in a community. And after a while, it was just like, yeah, I'm having a giraffe, but yeah, what can I do with it in the same way? And why I have a giraffe? So I lost the traction and I got in another space. I got in the space of founding NFTs or also speaking about them. And I got in touch with Brian Campbell. And yeah, he's like a mathematical genius. And he introduced me to NFTs like if you are, yeah, if you are, let's say, educating a child to walk the first time. So it was very, very easy, frictionless, and fun to get into this.
Mhm. How important is fun to you?
Very important because I think fun is the most reasonable emotion that you can have as a human. Because when things are not funny or you're not passionate about things, why you're doing it in the first place?
Yeah, quite. It's also your time, isn't it, invested in this as well. So if you're going to do something with it, it should be fun. Do you see any connection at all between NFTs, blockchain technology, and the world of health, wellness, or sleep improvement?
Yeah, I really can see this. Right now, when I'm in this kind of NFT space, in this crypto space, I can see a lot of things that can happen with this in the health space. For example, getting smart contracts about coaching business, for example, because nobody is accepting crypto right now for consulting or coaching. But it could be a very cool idea to do that because it's easy and frictionless. And yeah, and also like sharing knowledge about NFTs is really, really highly beneficial for a lot of people because it gives you more freedom. And that's the reason also why I joined this kind of realm because I want more freedom. And this is not like this kind of thing, oh, I'm making millions of dollars and everything is good and I'm sitting in a on an island, I'm just on a laptop and doing nothing. No. I don't want to do nothing. I want to do something to reach everything.
Yeah, absolutely. I have it on very good authority from a quite prominent property investor here in the UK who said that there's only so long you can sit on the beach before it gets really boring. Because he did that. He tried it and he came back to actually do a lot more coaching around the property space because he needed a mission. And I think we all do. So it's a really great point. So, Felix, many people struggle with screen time at night, which can affect their sleep in a negative way. So, as an NFT investor, how do you balance your digital engagement with good sleep hygiene?
Oh, that's a very, very good and intriguing question too, because everybody is struggling with this, especially when you are in the online marketing media space and you want to be there as often as possible. So I think the most important thing is to know how to protect yourself from over exaggerating information and not getting bullshit in your head. Okay. So, for example, we are talking right now. My time is like 9 p.m. Okay. And I'm wearing these blue light blocking glasses because, yeah, they are looking fancy too. But also, when I want to go to bed after this, it's easier for me to go to bed because I have prepared myself perfectly for going to bed. And that's not just like these glasses, it's all about your mindset of going to sleep. And if you are, let's say, if you are trading crypto, okay, if you are trading something else, it's doing it for you. You don't have to be there on time, on screen and check it all the day. No, you don't have to. You don't have to comment. You don't have to do the things like marketing or social media things. You just have to wait. And I also said I'm doing consulting business. So I also say to all my clients, okay, I'm going to bed at 9 p.m. every day. Okay, I'm not going to bed, but I'm saying to them, I'm going to bed because I don't want to interact with them. And they agreed and they accepted it. So I made my own rules for better sleep because that's the thing that I teach. Okay, and if I'm not, yeah, very authentic, people cannot trust me. And I think trust is one something that you have to earn. That's something that you get. You have to earn it.
Mm.
And it's also the reason why, for example, Brian has I have so much trust in him because he earned his trust because I believe in him. And in this kind of thing that I think is really helping a lot of people, will help a lot of people.
Mm. You touched on belief just there. You know, you believe in Brian as founder of NFT collections that you invest in, but what is the role of belief in general in the NFT space? Do you think it's that important that we all believe in the NFTs that we invest in?
Yeah, I think it's one of the most important things because if we don't have the belief in the things that are invested and just see it as normal assets, as for example, like property, they will lose value very, very quickly. Okay, so I think belief is something that you have always to be in on your mind at first. And also, every investor in every NFT has to believe in it if you are invested. And I'm talking about this because there are so many airdrops out there. So an airdrop is something that someone is creating an NFT, like let's say, I don't know, a horse or something like this. And then they're saying, oh, okay, we've created like 10,000 of this, of different kind of things. And just drop your, let's say, your wallet address, and we give you X amount of horses.
Mm.
And there is no belief in it. It's just like, I want to have it because it's free. But things that are free are not very valuable, right?
Mm. Absolutely. So, how do you decide which NFTs to invest in and what projects to pick? So, what are the factors you would say are most important to you?
So I'm in this, let's say, in this game, NFT game, since November, let's say maybe October, as I said before. And I think one of the most important things is how many people are believing in this project, how many people have invested in this project, how big is the market capital of the project. Is there a legit source, let's say on Twitter? Is there a website? Is there something like this? Because it can be really, really hard to find the real ones because there are so many of this. And I'm not talking about meme coins, I'm talking about real NFTs. So these are kind of art that you are having for your own. You own it. And I think that's one of the most important things that look into it when you want to start something.
Mm. Do you think NFTs are artworks, or people could say that they're just often AI generated rubbish? What's your view on that, on the cultural value of an NFT? Do you think there is any?
Yeah, I think it's art because for example, let's say we were taking like the one that everybody knows, like ape, for example. Yeah, so there were a very little of them, and they just dropped it and said, okay, this is kind of a value for this, and we want this kind of Solana and so on. And it was art, and everybody believed in it, and every ape was different. Okay, and then the whole community said, oh, we can do this, and then AI came, and then it got oversaturated. So everybody was doing it with Amit Journey, and also with ChatGPT and so on. So most of people just use them for creating because it's easy, let's say. But for example, what Brian did was he was sitting there and thinking, okay, what is the reason why we should take, for example, like birds? Because they're symbolizing freedom. We want freedom. We want the belief in freedom. We want people to be free. And so he decided to create an art based on the value of freedom. And that's very unique. And I haven't heard about this from anybody. So I think if you have like a main topic that's representing the NFT that you want to buy or invest, that's a huge, huge benefit that you can have.
Mm.
So what Brian did, for example, was he created different kind of styles of birds and also for collections
Hmm.
because it's easier to invest and to see
Hmm.
what's happening.
Yeah. What's the benefit of having more than one collection? What do you think? How does it work?
I think it's about the diversity. So, for example, if you just have one collection, and you have a lot of people who are buying it, prices are going up. Okay? And there is kind of a, let's say, a barrier where people are not willing to buy any more of this collection because got so, let's say, expensive. Okay? And if there is another collection, let's say a second one, you can also invest what you, for example, um, have have got from the other payers into another collection. And this is also rising. So you have two collections, you have more assets that you can just have on your own. And you also can decide which kind of assets, NFTs, you want to list on the marketplace. And I think that's the kind of, let's say, mathematical statistics and also techniques that are very, very important to consider, because most of the NFTs are just having one collection and one collection of, let's say, 10,000 of these. Okay. Yeah, because they can.
Yeah, absolutely. So, have you had any surprises on your journey as a newbie NFT investor, good or bad, since you started?
Yeah, of course. I have had a lot of surprises. One thing that I can think of right now is when I first got into the NFT space, it was crazy how fast prices can rise if people are buying things, listing things, and the market is growing, market capital is growing, and also the graph is really going crazy. And then there is this kind of time where nothing is happening. And yeah, it's kind of interesting to see how the market is influencing the buyer's choice. And I think it's very interesting to see in real life with your own assets, how does it feel? And the second surprise that I made was how easy it is to get money out of this. So I was thinking, okay, I just have this kind of things, and yeah, what should I do with it? It's just art. I'm not Picasso or something like this. Okay, so I'm just an owner of something. And I said, okay, we are all believing in this. We want to get more people into this, so we have to list it. And then other people bought it. And so I made my first dollars in this. And it was really cool because I haven't done this before. And it triggered my serotonin and also my cortisol and everything that's, yeah, and a little bit of dopamine too. So it's not about the how much money you're making, it's the kind of how easy it is to make money with this kind of frictionless method.
Mhm. Do you see the trading of NFTs in any way, shape, or form similar to gambling?
Not really, because gambling is also always risky, and trading with NFTs is, of course, there is a risk, but you can just, I don't know how to say it, but you can control some metrics about it. So you can
Mm.
control what's the price, how often I want to list it, delist it, um, how many of them I want to list, for example, and when I don't want to list them, I don't have to list them. So I think there is less risk in investing in something that's so, let's say, stable than going to a casino or something like this. Or I don't know, buying some stocks and they fall. Okay? So the only thing that really can happen is that for example, the blockchain, let's say Solana, is going down rapidly down to zero. Then we all have a problem. Everybody has a problem in the NFT space because everybody is believing in Solana. And that's the only thing that I can see that's really risky about it. But yeah, that's time will tell what's going on. Bitcoin is rising, Solana is just dropping. I think that's the kind of thing that's happening. So we just have to believe in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Really good. So, how do you view NFTs as a potential asset class? Do you see them as collectibles, investments, or something else entirely?
That's a good question. Let's see. So, of course, they are collectibles because they are nice to watch and to see and what kind of value they are having. Maybe or they also have a story behind it because some of them are looking like, let's say, not like real humans, but more like this kind of um, animations that you want to have in your life, maybe. Yeah, like let's say like the rich bird or something like this.
Mm.
Um, and you can also relate to it a little bit more. Okay. And the next thing is, of course, investment because I pay money to get them and then I trade them for more money. So it's a kind of collectibles. It's kind of thing that I can use, let's say, to show people. Um, and also I can use to have it on my own and to trade it. And I think this kind of combination makes it unique because it's my asset and I can do whatever I want with it. So yeah, I think that's a new thing for me to explore and to get into it. And yeah, it feels good.
Yeah, really interesting. In terms of NFTs as collectibles, then, have you ever found that you're hesitating to list an NFT to trade because you just like that one? Is the emotion there? Does it ever stop you trading?
Yeah, there is a lot of emotion there involved, of course. So, for example, if you are buying your first NFT, let's say one picture, it's the hardest part because
Mm.
what should I do with it? Is it going to raise in price? How 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 crazy I should list it? 1x, 2x, 3x when it's buying, when someone is buying, when the market is rising and so on. So that there are so many unpredictable metrics in there that makes it so interesting, intriguing, funny, and also, yeah, extraordinary, let's say.
Mm.
And I think that's the reason why you should try to do it because it's a new experience.
Mm. Is that why you got into it? Just to have the new experience and then realized actually I could make money, I have fun, this is a great new activity for me.
Yeah, yeah, kind of course,
Fabulous.
because I like to be in an adventure. I like to do new things. I like to be at first. I like to be beta testing. I like to get in contact with new people who are having the same mindset. So yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, because just investing in something with no, let's say, background, no value, that's not nothing I want to do. Um, yeah, I think if I had the money, I would invest in property because it's always there. Okay, but right now I don't have so much money I can do it. But I can invest in NFTs and maybe put and then with this buy property
Mm.
someday.
Very interesting idea. I mean, that's a very mindset sort of related thing, isn't it? That as an investor, you have to have that mindset where you invest a little bit of money, as much as you can afford. You grow that money through investments. You then make bigger investments and you grow your profits as the investments become bigger. Your profit margins could grow. So I love that idea of starting small with NFTs, trading pictures, building up some money, eventually buying that property, and then having much bigger profit potential and accelerator for your wealth, which is a fantastic way of doing it. And I think investors who are, today famous for the investments they once made, they all started with just as much as they could afford. No one started with a fortune. So thinking about the mindset side, then, do you see any similarities between the mindset needed to optimize performance and health and wellness and making smart investment decisions in the NFT space or anywhere else?
Yeah, I see there are some connections because you have to be committed to something. So if you are not committed to something, you will not reach the perceived success. Okay? So, for example, if you want to lose weight, for example, let's say 50 pounds, just saying this, you have to commit to, let's say, to sports, eating the right food, not always the less, eating the right foods, having a better mindset about food and movement, and also about medical issues. And the same is with investing. So you have to think about, okay, why I want to invest. What's happening when I invest? Do I have enough money? I have to commit to something, maybe to do something less to get more. Because yeah, you always have to think about, okay, how much money I will invest in this kind of project, and because I maybe I need some backups and so on. Okay. So I think it's kind of similarities here, but they are different, of course, because the one thing is just with your body and it's connected to yourself. And the other thing is just connected to, let's say, to a system that you are believing in. And the one thing for yourself, you can always change every time in every moment. The systems that are there, let's say blockchain, Solana, NFTs, they're there to use, but you can't change them. You just have to believe in them and see what's happening. And just in little kind of chunks, do the right things at the right times.
What's the role of patience in investing?
I think you have to be very patient about this because if you're not, I think you will lose a lot of money. Because when you're investing, it should be not emotional investing. I have seen this with a bunch of friends of mine who have invested in ETFs and in stocks, in bonds, and so on. And they, for example, they believe that Tesla is rising, then it falls, and it falls down, and they just, fuck, why should I do that? Why have I done this? And so on, and so on, and so on. And they get really frustrated. And then I ask them, when did you make the trade? And they said, yeah, when they were skyrocketing and so on, and say, okay, you don't understand the kind of market. It's normal that prices are skyrocketing, but the best thing to buy is before skyrocketing because there is a point of no return and it's falling. And then you have to maybe sell it at the highest point or just waiting for the dip and then pay very, very low and then wait again to rise. If you're just like a very, let's say, hesitated and rapidly arguing investor, I think that's not the right place for you to invest in NFTs, for example, because they're just raising in value over time. This is not like a meme coin or something that's pump and dump. It's just like something that's raising rapid, steadily.
Absolutely. So, where do you see NFTs heading in the next few years, and what role do you want to play in that in the future?
Um, I think it depends. It depends on which kind of blockchains will there be in the future. So, for example, if Solana stays like this and it's rising in value, I mean like the kind of dollar that's one Sol worth, I think it will be a very, very big opportunity for the whole ecosystem. Um, and I also think that because of Web3, everything is decentralized even more, and people want to have this opportunity to invest in something, maybe just also without banks and without having any restrictions, because they want to believe in just this and not, let's say, in banks of giving them some credits and so on. So I think people, if they are really into this and they want to do something new and experience new things, I think it will rise very, very heavily the next, let's say, 2 to 3 years. Um, but we also have to consider if something is going very high, there are a lot of possibilities for people who are exploiting it, who are scamming about it, who are trading rapidly and doing stupid stuff. Yeah,
Mm.
because they know it, because it's tech. And if they're tech people who can spoof you or who can fool you, yeah, it's just like phishing.
Yeah, how do you think that works in the crypto space or the NFT space? How would somebody spoof you?
I'm not a technician, but I think, for example, if you are on X and there is something like an airdrop and someone is saying, hey, just send me your soul address and I will send you X amount of soul or something like this. I think they can maybe interact with your wallet address and then take money from you. I don't know if it's possible, really,
Mm.
but if you do that, for example, on a very public space like Twitter or X, maybe in the future it's possible. Maybe it's possible. I don't know. But I think if you have if you have an address from a person, let's say if you would have my address, okay, you can do so many crazy things with it. You can just send me things. You can just send me um yeah, some hatings. You can just stand there and say hi. Very, this would be cool. This would be a cool one. But you can also use my address for other reasons, and I
Mm.
didn't know it.
Wow. I
And
didn't know it either. So that's very
yeah,
interesting. I'll be looking into that some more.
that's something. That's also just guessing. I don't know if it's possible, but I think when I can think about it. I think other people have thought about it.
Mm. Absolutely. I'll tell you about a scam that I've come across that's happening, certainly with phantom wallets at the moment, where you'll get airdropped a token. So it could be an NFT type picture, and it would have like a QR code on it, and it would say, "Oh, you've been airdropped $49,000. Just scan this QR code, and you'll get it straight to your wallet." So I did scan the QR code because I wanted to see where it would lead me. And basically, it leads you onto a website that then asks you to reveal the secret phrase for your wallet, which of course enables anyone who has this phrase to just take it from you and take everything in it and recreate it on any other sort of wallet platform. So that was one that I thought was terrible because, especially as newbies, if you didn't know the importance of that phrase, you might just give it away thinking you're going to get a large amount of money, and maybe you get it, but they can take it all back. So that was one that really came to my attention through, interactions that I had through my own wallet. And I don't know how they could airdrop it to me because I didn't give anybody my address. So I'm only trading through recognized exchanges. So I don't know how that works, but I am getting spam NFTs and I am reporting them. And I am burning those tokens whenever possible. So you can get rid of them, but I guess the scams happen in every space, and it's just the newest platform to play really for the people who are involved with these scams. So it is very important to be aware of them. And I do hope to in the future speak to someone who either has experienced a scam or who maybe has seen or been involved in, some kind of scam on those platforms, so we can get a real picture of the breadth of that behavior and what's actually going on at the moment. But I've seen that one, and it's stuck with me for sure.
Yeah, and I think everybody got who's ever been in the crypto space, NFT space, or is in the crypto space. I think they got any like let's say shit tokens, let's say like this, and they thought okay, why is it that here? Because I haven't bought it because it's not mine. I'm not owning it. And I think it's very easy to do that in like a sea of a virtual wallet like Phantom or anything else, Backpack or something like this. But I think we can just get rid of this if we're using hardware ledgers. So there is this possibility to put it just on a device, and there is no possibility that someone is spoofing or scanning or something like this your NFT wallet. And I think this is like the kind of thing that you have to do if you have more of the things, if you have more invested, because then you are not reliable and you do not rely on other platforms like Phantom and so on, so on. So it's just on your device.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely worth investigating further, I think. And thank you for that tip. Really good information here for some of our listeners. So, what advice would you give to someone from outside the crypto world who's now really interested in investing in NFTs for the first time?
Mhm. Um, so what I would do is do your own research. So really look into the things that you want to achieve. So think about why you really want to go into the crypto, Web3, NFT space. What's the reason why you want to invest time and money to look into this? Just because it's trendy, just because it's cool, just because you want to make money and learn how to make money with this. So the reason why is very, very important. The second is look for people who are trustworthy. Look for people who have like real experience with ups and downs, not just like this kind of pump and dump thing. So for for me, for example, X would not be the right place to do that because there are a lot of scammers there, a lot of people there. Maybe they have a lot of money, but you don't know them. So if you want to start something and to look into the NFT space, look for someone you know, or look for someone who knows someone who is very known in this space and knows the metrics, knows how to cope with it, knows how to introduce to it. So that's why I'm recommending um, school groups, for example, or also the group that we are in. So because it's easy to get there and you get a lot of resources there that are trustworthy, and you get like a mentor like Brian, because it's so easy to get fooled in this kind of thing because you don't know it. You don't know everything. You don't know anything exactly. And it's a process. So right now, I think it's like 4 months that I'm in this kind of thing, and I think, okay, I know a little bit about it. I'm settled, let's say, but I don't know everything about it. And I think nobody knows everything about it. But if you are not so, yeah, if you're not so secure in your own, you have to look for someone who is giving you trust. in this. That's my thing.
It's a nice thought, and hopefully there are still trustworthy people out there who can help with this. The communities that we're in are very trustworthy, and of course they're public as well. So if somebody just sort of really wants to go and have a look and not commit and not join, not do anything, not talk to anyone, you could do it completely unseen if you just sort of find the New Money Game or the Freedom NFT communities on School, for example. I know that they are reputable. I know that they are open, and you could just browse, and then if it's not for you, you could just leave and nobody knew you were ever there. So that's definitely an option, and certainly something that I like to do when I'm doing my research. I like to browse and see if it's for me. I dip my toe in, and then if it's not right, I can just go and nobody ever knows. So very attractive, I think, just for some impressions, I guess. But you're right, of course, the research is important, and I know that can feel like it's a lot of work. And the more you can pick up from people who already know what they're talking about and who can simplify, I think the better you will gain an understanding of this space and whether or not you wish to enter it, which is, of course, a decision entirely up to you.
Yeah.
So, Felix, final question. You're building a community on School right now. It's called the Wake Up Academy, and it's a core part of your mission, right? So, what do you think communities like Freedom NFT Project and others can learn from you? Do you feel like you're a leader in that space?
Yeah, I think I'm a leader in my niche and also in this kind of engagement thing because I know how to engage people. Because if you cannot engage people in a community, why they should trust your product, your service, yourself? Because you can't just post content that nobody reads, but that's not engaging. So you need to have like trigger points, you need to have like engagement styles. And I think I have found that. And I'm also very active in other communities. But in my community, it's like we are really want to achieve greatness through better sleep. And I think there is a connection with NFTs because we also want to achieve greatness in wealth, in freedom, because when you sleep better, you can invest better, you can make better decisions, and when you can make better decisions, you can create your own very unique identity. And that's all we are searching for, looking for. We are looking for our own identity and don't want to be a copy paste and copycat thing.
Absolutely. So if anybody wants to speak more to you, Felix, maybe ask you about NFTs a bit more, maybe come to your Wake Up Academy, where can they find you?
So the first thing is over school, if they want to go there. Also on LinkedIn. I'm very active on LinkedIn. Uh, Maybe also they can just talk to me or write me on Telegram because I'm also on Telegram. So I'm very open for this kind of networking thing. Um, yeah, and I just opened yesterday a Threads. So you can also ask me on Threads or follow me on Threads. It's underscore Wachmacher. And yeah, I think that's the easiest ones.
Yes, fabulous. I'll make sure we put the links to all of your handles and accounts into the description below this video, or if you're listening on the podcast purely for the audio experience, it'll be in the description of the podcast episode. So huge thanks, Felix, for your time today. I'm really glad we talked, and it was really interesting to hear about your experiences. All the best with your investing journey, but also with your Wake Up Academy and your mission to help over 1 million people sleep better and lead better lives. Very, very noble mission. And I'm very honored that we spoke today. All the very best.
Thank you very much, Christine. It was very lovely to talk to you. And I wish everybody who is listening here a nice day and maybe also a great night if you're listening at night.